What's up guys, it's GNJ here, also known as DeVito in the game APB, and I'm doing a video today because I get a lot of comments and questions in the YouTube comment section asking me to show how I make the police uniforms and vehicles that you see me wearing in some of the games. So I'm going to show you how to do that, both uniforms and police vehicles. You can see the one I've got on at the moment. All my uniforms are based on LAPD because the clan I had in APB was called LAPD, and the reason for that, I know I'm just telling you now because I know I'm going to get a lot of people that are going to make comments saying, why is it LAPD? It's Samparo, shouldn't be LAPD. And the reason for it is the backstory behind our clan was that we were a unit of LAPD officers sent in to help out with the current crime crisis that is ravaging the city. So that is why we're LAPD. So basically, as you can see, this is a very cool uniform, looks very police-like, very cop-orientated, lots of nice shiny bits on it. I'm going to show you how to recreate that one, and also a short sleeve version which the LAPD wear as well. So we're going to get right to it. I am going to try and do this video as quickly as possible, so let me just log in here first. So if you're looking to recreate any of the kind of decals that I'm doing, then I suggest you just pause the YouTube video. From that you'll be able to see what shapes I've used from the right hand side, and you'll be able to recreate them. So straight up we're going to look at the LAPD long sleeved uniform. Now I have a slightly different colour on this. You can do it in all black. It does look very cool in black. I've chosen a kind of very dark blue just because the real LAPD have all dark, kind of really dark blue uniforms, but you can have it all in black and it'll look just as good. So a couple of things to note on the uniform before we start. We've got left and right weapons. I've coloured one orange because I use less than lethal as my sidearm on most of the missions I do. You don't have to, you can just have the black. I've tried to add a few things, silvery things, just to make the uniform stand out a little bit more, so that it's got, you know, some interesting kind of detail to it, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So everything in this uniform you can buy straight out of the general store. You don't need any DLC, although in this particular uniform these sidearms are the DLC, or it's like a part of a pack I bought, but you can get away with just wearing there's a right and left handgun. It's slightly different, it's a little bit lower down, but it looks just as good. A lot of the guys in my clan that didn't have this, we got around it. The only other thing you won't be able to get from the shop is the utility belt, the police utility belt. You will have, if you've not unlocked that through the cop rank, then you will need to purchase that on the player auction house. They're quite cheap. Try and get one that's obviously all black, and you can use that on your uniform. So what we got? Well, we got basically ankle boots, box standard ankle boots, everything coloured black, or in this case light blue, but we're just going to say black for the sake of this video. You got tactical trousers, which are just cargo pants, coloured black. You've got the standard dressed shirt with the closed collar. Again, buy it from the shop. It's I think it comes in white, but obviously you're going to change the colour. And then we've got bog standard gloves, and that's about it. The reason my belt might look a little bit different is because I've got the tactical belt underneath here. You don't need that if you're just using the standard weapons, but for some reason, in order to have these weapons, you need the tactical belt on as well. Don't ask me why. Aviator glasses, again, you can wear what you like. And on the shirt itself, you can see I've got the LAPD badge, which I'm going to show you how to make. I've got the little medal. I can't remember what that's for. I did research it at one point, but I've completely forgotten now. But it's what LAPD cops wear. I've got the name badge. I've got a couple of little buttons here, which are just simply dots. I've added buttons to the top as well, silver buttons. And this is a captain shirt, which has got the little kind of pips there and the captain's rank insignia. I do have, let me just go back to my clothes. I did have a few other rank shirts because the clan that I ran, we did have different ranks in it, and let me just change that. So we had the plain officer's shirt, which doesn't have any rank insignia, and the LAPD sergeant's shirt. Now unfortunately this one's still in black, but you can get the idea. It's got different rank insignia on the side, so that is pretty much it. It's dead simple. Where's my captain's one? I want my captain's one back. LAPD captain's shirt. And that's it. So we're going to look at the shirt itself, because that's really the only thing that's got any kind of customization on it other than colors. So let me just sort it by deployed. LAPD captain shirt, going to customize. Okay, so what else we have on this? The other thing that we have is we've got a custom made tie. Okay, the tie that you buy in the game is a little bit crap, if I'm honest with you. It's short, it's thin and short, and it doesn't really look good. So I made my own one, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So we're going to go into customize the character. We're going to go into the designer so I can show you these decals. So the main one is the LAPD badge, and I do have two. I've got one that's a slightly different color. It's got the kind of goldy color, but the one I'm using in the game is just the silver version. So let's have a look at that. The badge, again, I suggest you pause YouTube if you want to try and recreate this one, but it's dead simple. It's the egg shape upside down. Now most of my shapes here has a black one underneath it, slightly large, so that I get this black outline, including these quarter arcs as well. So what we got the egg, we got the Pinterest tiger logo upside down so that it fits in the shape. It just adds a little bit of detail. Again, as you will know if you play APB, the decals that actually go onto the cars and the characters are low resolution, so you're not going to see any detail on there. You, as long as it looks, you know, it's a close mirror to what you're trying to create, then that will do. So we got just some detailed stuff here on the real LAPD badge, sorry, which I kind of I copied from, you know, I looked it up on the internet and I tried to recreate everything to as close as I could. I think there's some sort of building in the middle. It's a spire or pillar. I've just used the tribal patterns, one that way, one that way, a little triangle on the top. You're never going to see that in the game, so it's probably not even important. The quarter arcs, which give you the, normally I think it would say Los Angeles Police Department, police officer, whatever, I can't remember, but that is for that. And that's really it. It's dead easy. Looks good on the uniform, but it's very, very simple. So see if you can copy that. And to get the kind of rusted, scratched effect, I've added some effects in there, gradients and stuff like that. I can't, oh, didn't want to do that. I've added some effects on there, so you can have a play around with that until you get something that's good, and I do not want to save that. The other thing is the little medal. We'll have a look at that. This is really simple as well. Really simple. It's a Pinterest tiger logo with some bog standard circles and rectangles, and again I've added some effects to give it a kind of worn, rusted look. Dead easy. What else we got? We got the name plate. Do I really need to show you that? I mean, it is literally a rectangle with a name. Oh, what the hell? I'll show you anyway, just for you thickos out there. Okay, so can't really do anything more basic than that. Letters and a square with the, again, the effects to add for the kind of worn look. On my particular one, I've got two pips, again, two rectangles, and the buttons are simply circles. Simple as that. Yeah, and I've added so these ones are. So I've added some. I think that's added onto the. Let me just check. Yeah, you can't really see them because the trousers are pulled up there. On the trousers, I've just added some rectangles, and on the belts, I've added some rectangles and stuff just to give it that little bit more detail that stands out. Rank insignia. Well, the captain's one's dead easy. It's just simply rectangles put at an angle. I'll show you that if you like. There we are. And we also have the different ranks. I think that was, I can't remember the ranks now, but dead simple decals. The tie is, again, super simple. Let's have a look at that. All that is this shape here, stretched, shield at the bottom to give you the point, and a shield at the top to give you the knot, and a simple rectangle there to give you the tie pin, which holds it onto the actual uniform. And that's it. Dead easy. Super simple. Let's have a look at some of the other uniforms I've got. Detective. No, that's not detective. That's just a different version. Same uniform, exactly the same uniform, except I'm wearing one of the DLC vests, police vests, and I've added, again, simple police. Not a huge fan of that one. Very rarely use it. sometimes you wear it just to give myself a change. Bog standard police officer, more kind of stereotypical police officer. I think that's a Pinterest. That's one of the decals in there. The preset ones, not one I've made myself. The badge is preset again. I'll probably get rid of that because I don't like them. And all the other stuff that I've made is just bog standard on there. Normally I'd have 2 weapons on there. Don't know why they're missing from that, but who cares. Alright, and there's a detective, plainclothes officer. Again, nothing. Don't really want to spend much time on this. Utility belt, white shirt, jeans. Next one is, again, I'm not a huge fan of this one either, but it is the LAPD with just jacket. Now again, I've used the same badge, same decals as all the other stuff. And finally, and this is another important one because this is the other standard uniform that my clan wore. It's the short-sleeved LAPD uniform. Now again, I hate the fact that this is a shiny top, but there's nothing you can do about that. You just have to live with it. Same decals. The only additional thing that I've added here is I think that's a pen, and that is just a simple, oh, what happened there? Customize. Oh, okay, that's because I'm clicking on this shirt. I need the applied. So this is just the simple shirt, I think it's called. Short sleeve shirt. Where the hell is it? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, there we are. Okay, so it is called the short sleeve shirt. And just see, I think I added... What the hell is that? Oh, maybe it comes with it. Okay, that pen must come with it. Didn't realise that. And obviously, white t-shirt. Any t-shirt, just make it white underneath. And that is it. You are good to go. Cancel that. Right, that's it. That is basically how you do uniforms. They're super easy, super simple to do. What we're going to do now is we're going to nip down and we're going to have a look at the vehicles. So this one's all in black. So you can see it in the game. Okay, it is a little bit shiny, but it still looks quite good. It still looks quite policey. Even though it is a little bit shiny. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the vehicle editor. And the thing about the vehicles is, again, all my vehicles are styled on LAPD. You can style yours however you want, but if you're going to do LAPD, then you can copy some of the decals that I've got. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to customize the Patriot. Now this vehicle is one that you buy, but it's the same principle for any of the cars, any of the standard cars. Obviously this has the full body kit and stuff on there, but again, if you're doing, like, for example, a Dalton Broadwing or any of the other cars, it is exactly the same principle that you're going to apply to. Alright, so let's get going. So we're going to go into customize, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at the decals that are important on this one. Okay, so let's get into the designer. Alright, so I'm going to look at some of the other ones, some of the main ones. You can have police. I don't have that on an LAPD vehicle, but you can. You just want to have police. You want to have police in the kind of gold style. And again, most of the decals that I'm using, if there's any kind of fonts, I'll have a black background. And the easy way to do that is you just duplicate it and you make the black ones a little bit bigger than the gold ones in front, so you get that black outline. Dead easy, nothing too complicated about that. What else do I need to show you? Yeah, a number, just make a big number. It could be any random number for the roof. American sign, again, dead easy, using standard rectangles, squares and stars. Anything else that you need to have on that? You can add these high visibility things to police cars. They look quite cool, and it is just squares, rectangles stretched so that it looks like that. And I'll show you that on one of the other cars when I'm finished. So that's pretty much it. That's all you need to know, except for the main important one, which is the LAPD city crest, which again, looked online, looked at it and tried to recreate it as best as I could. Again, keeping in mind that it's all low resolution in the game. you're not going to see the detail on it. As long as it kind of looks like it from a distance, it's cool. So here we go. This is what I've used. Simple circle, another circle, a circle inside, a little black circle. So layered on top of each other to create that. The intersection, now this is a bit that I had the most trouble with, getting that little bit there. And I think what I did was I used... Let me see if I can give you an example. Yeah, so I've used like dots and circles and stuff. You see them down there to try and cover up. I can't remember what that... I daren't move anything. See how there's stuff underneath there? So I've used these to kind of create the shape and cover up any of the underneath parts. I can't remember how I actually did that, if I'm honest with you. But it is simple shapes. It's probably a square. And then circles and stuff to try and just layered on top of each other to try and create this shape down here. In the actual kind of rectangles themselves, I've just used standard preset graphics that are in there. So the lion, again, I've always got a black one underneath it to give it that kind of shadow effect, just to add a little bit more detail. So for this one, eagle wings, brains for some reason. I don't know why. You always need brains. We've got cow skill. Sorry, crow. My God, cow skull. That's actually quite hard to say. And American flag, dead easy, stars and stripes. And around the outside, I've got leaves. Just gonna change the shapes. Leaf one, frond leaf. The top one, again, leaves, and the berries are just simply circles. So that is it. What's a shark fin? Oh, there you go. So it's a shark fin to give you that that point. So you see that there? You see the shark fin? And then I've used the dots to hide any bits that have kind of been poking out. So that's how you do that one. So it's a rectangle, shark fin. Dead easy. Alright, so we want to get off that now, and I'm going to show you how to actually create the police car. And again, this is dead easy. Once you've got these decals, you can apply this principle to pretty much any car. So you want to change the colour. Obviously you want full body. It's quicker if you just do full body and then change it to black. And then what we want is we want the doors, we want them white, and we want the roof white. And that's the basis of pretty much every car that you're going to have. And some cars, when you put the roof white, some bits aren't. You can use squares to cover up the white bits that don't necessarily need to be white. But on this particular car, it's absolutely fine. So we got the car there. Let's just get it back onto its side. And let's start applying these decals. So first decal we're going to use, obviously, is the city crest. We're going to move it into position and bring it down to a decent size. Now with this game, you notice that if you change the size, see the border around here, if you change the size, sometimes it kind of makes the border weird. So just move the size so that you get the best looking border. So that'll probably be fine there. So we want that up a bit. And then because this is an LAPD car, we want the bronze police. That's about right. I'm not taking my time here. Usually I would take
User
my time.
joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Get things exact and center and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not going to worry about that just now. And we want a random number for the police vehicle number. And we want that smaller. Again in the middle. I forgot to show you the 911 sign, but I can show you that now. That is just basically, where is it? 911 emergency. It's dead easy to do. Just letters emergency 911. So you can see that there. Really easy to do, just using the in-game font. You don't need to get fancy with decals or anything like that. Shrink it down. Whap it on. There we are. And I think I'll probably have that a little bit higher. I'm not going to bother doing it just now because you get the idea. Oh yeah, there was a couple of other decals I should have shown you, but I can show you them as well. So we're going to designer The other ones that I should have shown you was the bumper sticker. Again, doesn't really have to say anything relevant because you're not going to be able to see the writing when it's actually on the car. But this is just letters and a square. I think on American LAPD cars it says something about driving, but I've just copied the decals I already had. I copied the words I already had in something else, so it saves a bit of time. And what was the other one? The other one was, oh yeah, protect and serve. I've got a little protect and serve thing here. Again, just used simple fonts, the scripty ones, and that was it. So I'm gonna apply some more. Just make sure you, just apply the protect and serve. Color it black. Now here's a wee trick for you. If you've got fonts that don't look they're not very clear to see, or they're a bit dull, just duplicate them. And the more you duplicate them, the darker that becomes. So it just adds to stands out a little bit more in the car. Okay, so that is that. We're now going to go onto the roof, and on the roof you want simple numbers. In my case it's 912, nothing fancy. Apply that. Oh, how do I undo that? Undo. I want to just make that black first so I can see it. Just want to move it back to there, rotate it. In fact, I'm going to move it back a little bit more because I've still got to put the emergency lights on. So slick top version now. And on the bumper, what I want here is the American flag.
User joined your channel.
Shrink that down. That'll do. And I also want the bumper sticker. And as I said, when it gets shrunk down, you can't really see what it says anyway, so it doesn't really make any difference what you've got in there. And that's it. Some of the other things I do just for fun, like if I've got a resupply thing on there, I recreated the resupply symbol. You can stick that on just so that other people in your team know that there's a resupply in the vehicle. So there's the back, there's the side. Obviously there's nothing on the other side, so we're going to quickly put them all on the other side. So what we need to do is we need to just use this icon here which mirrors everything. Police number 911. Now obviously when you flip around everything's in reverse, so we're now going to have to flip them. Police. Oh, wrong one. And that's it. That is it. Now I'm not happy about the position of that. I'll probably have it back a little bit and up a bit. But that gives you a basic idea. And obviously we just need one final touch for this police car. We need to add some police lights. And the best ones for... Oh, too many layers, what? The best one for this is the Power Light bar, Power Bright 2 for that particular car. That is the best one. There we go, look at that. What a sexy looking car. So that is it, guys. That is really all you need to do. If we'll have a look at some of my other cars. How do I do that again? I need to save this. The customization is too complex. Do you know what, that is probably because I've got, if I take out the protect and serve, delete that, will that work? Nope. Why is that too complex? I'll tell you what. There we go. That's just taking it off now, so that you can't have too many decals on your car. The protect and serve can, you know, if you're copying and pasting it over the top of it, and it does add to how many decals you've got, obviously. So that is that. Now here's the one which I probably spent a little bit more time on. Yeah, so you can see the positioning is a lot better, a hell of a lot better on that, and I've got the high vis on the back instead of the other one. Again, nice looking car. So let's have a look at some of the other ones. No, not that one. There's the, no, not that one. There's the grill. Lovely car. Against all the same, exactly the same decals, exactly the same placement as the other ones. So you can just basically chuck them on any car and instantly make yourself a very good looking police, LAPD police car. That is one of my favourite looking cars, but unfortunately it drives like shit. Patriot, this one we've just looked at. Big, no, don't want to look at that. There's a Packer, and the good old favourite, the LAPD Broadwing. I've got the wrong lights on there. Anyway, that is it, guys. That is how you create a police car. That is how you create the uniforms. Hopefully you can recreate the stuff that you've seen me do in this video. If you've enjoyed it, if you've had fun, if you've created some good stuff, let me know in the comments section, and I will see you in the next video.